Half a day.
Half a day.
Come on, guys, we can do better than that. Half a day.
Half a day.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to today's proclamation signing ceremony. We are delighted to have you here with us today, proclaiming July 8th through the 31st of 2024 in recognition of the Speeding Slows You Down educational and enforcement mobilization campaign. And at this time, I would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Joshua F. Tenorio, Acting Governor of Guam. From the 37th Guam Legislature, Senator Roy Kanata. Rumiko Ishigami, Consul General, Japan Consulate Office. Clayton Eliezer from the FSM Consulate Office. Daniela Villemin Oriando, Vice Consul, Philippine Consulate Office. And from the LGT Cabinet, Mr. Vincent Ariola, Director, Department of Public Works. Linda Vanes, Deputy Director, DPW. Chief of Police, Stephen Ignacio, Guam Police Department. Colonel Joseph Carbolito, Guam Police Department. Rosanna Castro, Assistant Chief, Port Authority of Guam Police Division. APO1 Michael Wynn from the Airport Police Division. And all those in attendance today, thank you. And now I'd like to invite Mr. Vincent Ariola, Director, Department of Public Works, for his opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Joe. Welcome, everybody. Acting Governor, Tenorio, Senator, consulates, and cabinet, and members of GPD and all the other law enforcement agencies that are here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we are proclaiming the month of July, basically anti-speeding month. Speeding slows you down. Let's talk a little bit about speeding. Speeding it's dangerous. Speeding is risky. Speeding increases your liability. Speeding, most of all, speeding is illegal. We all know that. Guam luckily doesn't have the high incident, say like in other jurisdictions, of speeding deaths, but we still have it, right? We still have accidents. We still have deaths caused by speeding. And as I've said before, when I first got this job, one of the primary jobs at Public Works is to make sure that we have smooth, adequate, safe roads. But even if we do that, we can do the best we can, but it's really up to the drivers, as all you law enforcement individuals here know. It's really up to the drivers to use the roads correctly. You can have the smoothest road, the safest road, the most well-lit road, the most striped road and marked road, but if you're not driving safely, all that basically goes for naught. And for you folks out in the field, I know exactly what you're going through. It's a great partnership that we have here. When it comes to speeding, we need to realize what we're doing, because we're not the only ones out there. As I understand, we have like 60-some thousand automobiles registered here in Guam. At any given time, some of our stats show us that at any given time we have over 33 to 34,000 vehicles passing through Marine Drive alone. So that's a lot of traffic. That's a lot of vehicles. That's a lot of individuals that are going there. And so my word to the public and to everyone here is slow down, drive safe. You're not the only ones out there. You have to think of others who are out there. Let's do whatever we can to bring the speeds down and drive safely. The last thing I want to say is on our slogan here, speeding slows you down. I had a little bit of issue trying to figure this out, but I guess the way it works, it's not the guess, the way it works, speeding slows you down, is because speeding drives up your risk. If you speed and you crash or you get pulled over, you get ticketed, It slows you down because guess what? You're delayed. You're delayed from either getting pulled over, you're delayed from maybe blowing a tire, you're delayed because you ran off the road and ran into a guardrail, or heaven forbid, a power pole. So that's the idea. That's the concept behind the slogan here today. Speeding slows you down. So the best thing really is just to drive safely, drive within the speed limits, and we'll all live to have a happy day and move on with the rest of our lives. So, but most especially, before I end, I want to thank our staff from Office of Highway Safety, Erica, Camille. Happy birthday, Camille. Where's Camille? Her birthday today. We wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So happy birthday, Camille. Yes, yeah, join us. So again, thank you very much to all the supporters here. Really appreciate your help, especially out there on Guam's roads. And let's all try to be safe for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vince. Now I'd like to offer the floor to the Honorable Joshua Epsenoy, Acting Governor of Guam, for his remarks.
Thank you. Hafa welcome to Guadalupe, and of course want to welcome the GPD command staff and all the officers, the Highway Division in particular, and of course the partner law enforcement officers, Port Authority, Airport Police. I know that they're doing a lot of traffic enforcement also within the realm, and of course to the Consul General and the other consulates represented. We have a large number of foreign nationals that come to Guam as tourists, as visitors, and of course their lives are always in our hands collectively as a community. One of the things that is very important for the public to understand are that the speeding limits are really determined by science. They're determined by traffic studies. They're determined by the kind of things that are along the roadways. And in these last few years, we've been improving a large number of roadways, not only our primary roads, but also our village streets. And the big thing that I always hear from Vince and from the mayors, they're always looking for speed bumps, because what happens when you have a nice road, unfortunately, we get folks that tend to use them as drag strips. Really emphasizes the need why we have to have the raceway track back. And although that's not part of this proclamation, having that raceway track actually plays a direct role, providing our local residents that have that love and enthusiasm for their cars to have an adequate place to do what they want. Park rangers have been, and Parks and Rec have been helping us with the local car community at Paseo to try and have more structured events, you know, but they want to do things like peel outs, right? I mean, I don't know why you want to waste your tires, but hey, apparently it's something that people want to do. And so I see the raceway track really as a public recreational area. It's never really going to be a big money maker. They could make money, but the point is we need an alternative for our residents to practice and have a place so that we can keep them off the streets. Just this morning, as I was on some of the newest roads, I was seeing skid marks on some of the newest ones. So we know that it's happening. And I understand from the chief of police and from the director of public works, it's a big concern that we don't have a proper venue for that kind of stuff to happen on the island. In addition, we have a large number of children that will be returning to school in August next month. Always having safe streets and making people adhere to the speed limits and safe driving is so important. This summer, I imagine that there are going to be a lot of student drivers taking classes, getting on the roadways. We hope that the public information we'll provide with this campaign will give them the right kind of tools and set them on the right course of action so that we can have safer streets. So it takes a community, it takes an island to be able to get this done. I thank Senator Kanata, who's been our reliable partner in all of our public safety efforts to try and get this done. And we look forward to, I know the court is looking forward to more traffic enforcement for the Judicial Building Fund. I know that. We have legislation that has been stalled at the legislature that we're trying to get out and maybe get refreshed that would enable traffic cameras that would be under the authority of the law enforcement officers to try and do their part. We know that there's different kind of experiences, so we need to get it right. But those kinds of assistance can help expand the operating areas of the police officers and make sure that we can have them be able to have command in their jurisdictional areas. That really is the goal. So we'll look forward. I think Chief will be recruiting a bit more again, so we can add more numbers to police. And hopefully we can make sure that the airport and the port police are have the adequate numbers to help in those areas. So on behalf of the governor who's in Saipan, celebrating with them their liberation, we thank you for all of your work and look forward to the public making sure that they recognize that speeding does slow you down. Sizus Masi.
Thank you, Acting Gov. And now for the reading of proclamation by Linda Banas, Deputy Director of Department of Public Works.
Proclamation number 2024-64. Recognition of the Speeding Slows You Down Educational and Enforcement Mobilized Campaign. Whereas Guam joins the National Safety Initiative to educate the public on dangers of speeding through the Speeding Slows You Down campaign, a high visibility enforcement speed prevention campaign that focuses on the consequences of speeding, including citations and fines, while urging drivers to slow down. Whereas excessive speeding is a major contribution factor to fatal crashes. In 2023, Guam reported a total of 29 fatalities. 12 were speed-related fatal crashes, accounting for 16 fatalities. And recently, of the 3 fatal crashes in 2024, 2 were speed-related. Whereas speeding is a form of aggression, driving often motivates by tardiness, traffic, and disregard for others, leading to risky behaviors on the road. Whereas even when drivers within the speed limit, excessive speeding can compromise safety, especially in adverse conditions such as inclement weather, amidst roads repair and construction, or in poorly lit areas at night. Whereas 10 GCA mandates that all motor vehicles on public highways must be driven at a careful and prudent speed appropriate to highway surface with traffic conditions and other existing restrictions. Whereas Guam's maximum speed limit is 35 miles per hour in rural areas, 15 miles in residential areas, and 15 to 25 miles in school zone. Whereas the DPW Office of Highway Safety, together with its highway safety partners, continue to promote educational awareness and enforcement strategies to highlight that speeding is a choice with deadly consequences for drivers, passengers, and other road users, and that speeding reduces a driver's response time when encountering other vehicles, hazardous objects, or unexpected road conditions. And whereas local law enforcement agency will participate in the Speeding Slows You Down campaigning by conducting zero tolerance speed traps and issuing citations for speeding, reckless, and imprudent driving and other traffic violations to prevent loss of life on Guam's roadways.
Now therefore, I, Joshua F. Tenorio, Aktu Megatlahan Guahan, Acting Governor of Guam, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Organic Act of Guam as amended, do hereby proclaim July 8th to July 31st, 2024, in recognition of the Speeding Slows You Down Educational and Enforcement Mobilization Campaign. In doing so, I urge Guamanians and all of Guam's community to obey the island's speed limits, slow down, and drive safely. Given under my hand and the Great Seal of Guam to be affixed here in the capital city of Hagåtña on this 5th day of July in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini 2024. Viva Guam!
Viva!
Thank you, Linda and Acting Governor. For everyone here, this will conclude our proclamation signing ceremony. Thank you and have a great weekend.